Hey, Chris here. I'm going to do something a little bit different that we haven't done on this channel. We're called the Toy Kings, but we show you all types of cool toys. Legos, action figures, Marvel stuff, DC stuff, Star Wars stuff, all the nerd cool stuff. But there are other versions of toys out there, such as what's behind the camera, what we do to shoot this show. Those are toys to me, such as like cameras, lights, microphones, all that cool stuff. And I've got a couple things here laid out on the table. I'm going to show you my top 3 favorite items under $25. And I'll put links in the description for you in case you want to get some of these for yourself. So first up, I want to get to this thing. This thing is awesome. It's fairly new to me, and I've always wanted when I finally got it. And it's pretty inexpensive. Just one of those things, you always add it to your cart on Amazon, and it just kind of sits there, and you finally get around to getting it. And I'm so glad I finally got around to getting this thing. This thing is like a monitor arm. They call it like the magic arm. There's a couple other different names for this, but this is the brand Neewer. Most of my stuff is from Neewer. They're like a cheaper alternative brand, but they're quality products. I mean, this stuff is actually really good, and it's pretty affordable. Like this arm right here, I believe it was $22 or $21.99 or something like that on Amazon. But basically, what you get in the box is this right here. You get the arm, you get a rail mount or bar mount, and you get a cold shoe adapter. So if you want to connect this to like your camera's hot shoe mount, and you get, like I said, you get the bar mount. So you have 2 options for mounting this thing. Actually, you have a few others, but I'll get to that here in a second. But the way this thing works is, this thing is tight and you can't move it. You undo this right here, and everything comes loose. So you can get this thing into any position you want. Now this is, I believe, the 11-inch version. You can get longer ones too, but for what I was using this for, this is plenty of length. So basically you can position this in any way you want, and then when you tighten this knob, up, and this thing it will not move. Like, it's solid. it just won't move. It's awesome. I love this thing. You can mount this, like I said, to bars, anything with like a bar mount. Like to like light stands, shoulder rigs, handlebars for like motorcycles. Yeah, that's what. Mount this and put a GoPro on there, and that's pretty cool. And get any angle you want. That's pretty sweet. And like I said, you can put this onto a hot shoe on your camera. And I have a camera here to demonstrate as to maybe why you'd want to do that. So let's say you put this on your camera. I'm gonna slide this on there, tighten this up, so it's on there, right? So let's loosen this up a little bit for you. So it's on there, so you can mount a external monitor, let's say. You put it on the side, that way, because these things, they're nice and they're very good, like high quality. Some monitors nowadays on cameras are really good, but it's really small. You can't really see it all that well, especially when you're pulling focus. You gotta like zoom in with the buttons there. So you put an external monitor on there, and then you can just make some things bigger, which is really cool. But another thing you can use this for is you can actually manipulate this and use it as a, tighten everything back down. Get this tightened for you. It'll help if I screwed it in all the way. Come on, Chris, get the stuff together here. All right, cool. So here we go. So I'm going to reposition this, and you can actually use it as a handle and get low angle shots. So you can come in like this and do some angles. How cool is that? Now, if you want to manipulate, you can just turn the handle, get it into a different position. Good to go. How awesome is that? And as you may have already picked up on, so I'm going to tighten this back down, then you can mount this camera to anything. Anything you want, because it's got anything with the bar. How cool is that? Now, it doesn't even have to be a bar. You can actually hook it to like the end of a table, tripods, things like that. How cool is that? So this thing has lots of versatility and is really inexpensive. Now, you can go out and spend, oh gosh, hundreds of dollars on the same product. And that's for you guys to determine. You can look up other reviews. They do maybe a couple other functions. But for the price, this thing is absolutely incredible. It's one of my new favorite additions. So let's move on to the next thing. So this thing here is, you think, oh, it's just a simple cable. This is actually a made by Rode. It has 2 audio jacks, and one of them is the standard 2 little rings you see on there. This one actually has 3 rings. Now what that means is this is a TRS to TRRS. Now if you're wondering what the differences between those are, is this has a 3rd ring in which adds a output signal, or yeah, basically a signal. So like your smartphones, So you plug this into your smartphone, you can actually hook up a audio source to it. So your phone audio is really good at close range. You stick that phone like in a shirt pocket, you're going to get some excellent audio, especially if you don't have an external or extra lav or setup. You can stick a phone right in your pocket and get some great audio. But the second you get that thing away from somebody, it's really going to suck. So that's basically goes for any sort of microphone. You want to get as close as you possibly can. But sometimes it's not an option with the standard iPhone or any other phone, really, Androids or things like that. So you plug this in, and you can plug it into like a shotgun microphone or any other like audio recorder, and hook up an XLR to the audio recorder. Like if you have a Zoom H6, you can plug in XLR, and you have shotguns. You can have a mic set up here, the phone's over there. Now, why would you want to do that, you ask? One thing. Actually, two reasons. Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can use your phone and get excellent audio with this cable. If you were to plug in your regular shotgun microphone directly into your iPhone, won't work. And or Android phones won't work because it doesn't have that extra ring, TRRS signal. So plug this in, you can get excellent audio and go live on Facebook without having to buy a really expensive camera or setup, be able to plug into a computer and do all that. You can just do it directly from your phone. And pretty much everybody has phones nowadays, so you have that power in your pocket. Plus, the camera on phones nowadays are absolutely incredible. You can shoot 4K or even 1080 at 60 frames a second, which is pretty awesome. So why not utilize that by getting this and get some excellent audio for live broadcasting? And I believe this was only $15. Now, you can get cheaper ones. I decided to go with Rode because Rode has some great products, high quality, they'll last a long time. I believe I found some other ones you could use for around $10. I just decided to spend the extra $5 and get Rode because it's a name brand, good quality, and it's coiled, so I can hook it up, and everything. All the cable has good management, so it doesn't get in the way. So the last thing I got for you guys is this thing right here. This is very simple. This is like $10. And this is, I think, a lot of things get overlooked. I know in some of my other videos I showed you my rig setup, which you would have saw this for the convention where I connected my GoPro to this thing and I was able to shoot. And I was talking about this, and I said how batteries get overlooked for one of the things that usually gets overlooked for setting up for shoots. Well, there's one other thing that I would say gets overlooked, and that's SD card management. There's so many cards that you've got, and you need to keep them organized and keep them safe. Well, that's what this is. This is a hard shell, waterproof case for SD cards. And basically it opens up, and it's just a book. Now this one, like I said, was like $10. I think it was right under $10. And it has SD card slots, and it has options to set up or put in your micro SD cards underneath your SD cards. So this holds, I want to say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 full-size SD cards plus 12 micro SD cards, which is pretty neat. I love this thing. It keeps everything protected, and it's waterproof. The thing is solid. If you're familiar with Pelican, like Pelican cases, that's kind of like this, but for your SD cards, and small. You fit in your pocket, and it has a little hook if you want to hook it to your bag, which I wouldn't recommend, because on set, if you're shooting an episode for anything or shooting a film, this right here, all your SD cards, this is everything. This is your production right here. You lose this, it doesn't matter how expensive your camera is. Without your footage, you're nothing. You got nothing. So you want to make sure your SD cards and your footage is protected and safe. And I recommend getting one of these books here. Now, you can get any of them. There's a lot of them out there. Trust me. Like nylon ones that zip and unfold. Just little cards where you insert them in. Not cards, but like those sleeves that you just slide them in. Get this thing. Get one of these. Get a hard case that's waterproof, resistant. You can bang this thing around so they're not going to get damaged. And you just throw this in your bag and you don't have to worry about it, which this thing is absolutely incredible. I love this thing. And it's cheap. I know how many times I said this, but it's literally under $10. I highly recommend it. So that's it. Those are my top 3 things you can get for under $25. I use these pretty much daily. Every time I'm shooting something, I either use at least 2 of the 3, if not all 3. I'm planning for a live shoot here soon, which I'll be utilizing everything. GoPro I'm included, and third camera as well. But if you guys want to see more of these, I know I get a lot of people asking me what I use, and so I think I'm going to start doing every once in a while is do like tech reviews and the stuff that I use behind the camera. I know I've got a lot of cool equipment that I love, but some more expensive stuff that's behind the camera. I thought I'd start you guys off with stuff anyone can literally go get right now and get started and get some awesome usage out of. So if you want to see more, leave a comment below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.